Welcome to the replay. Hello, beautiful people. Wednesday Q&A. Yay, Captain Bree. Hello. Sorry, I don't know all of your names by your handles. Jennifer, Amy. Good morning. Highlights, yes. Hey, Patty. Hello, Wednesday Q&A. Awesome. Yeah, I'm glad you, I know, hey Brett. Last night, this morning, you are officially likely tired of my voice. Hey Andy, who else do we have on? Say a quick hello and we'll get started. I'm really excited for today's topic. Hi Jackie. Hey Alaska. What's the weather like in Alaska? Awesome. I'm glad you guys are enjoying the Q&As. Hello. If you guys would like to invite followers, I see some of you doing that. Thank you. You can swipe left or right depending on the phone that you have, and it'll share with your followers. And I'm actually going to announce a really fun giveaway for all of you that are here listening. It's going to be at the end of the scope, and it's going to involve sharing. So go ahead and share. We're going to have a good convo today. My voice might be kind of going. I've been talking since 12:30. I've had some group calls. I just was on with 50 of my the business builders on our team. We were just doing our monthly biz jam, and a lot of them are hopping in here now. So we're just hanging out together today. It's just like, you know, a super awesome Wednesday. So thanks for your shares. I'm going to go ahead and get started. Real quick, for those of you that are brand new, this Q&A I do almost every Wednesday at 2 o'clock. Some weeks I keep it just open Q&A style, ask me anything. I'm an open book. And other weeks I like to pick a topic based on what you share you'd like to learn more about. So last week we had open Q&A style. And the majority of people on last week's scope shared that they would like to hear my routine and recommendations around natural self-care, natural approaches to skincare. So I'm not going to be taking questions on hair today. I'm not going to be taking questions on makeup. Today is completely focused on skin health and helping your skin glow. I'm going to share ways to do that from the inside out, and also my routine and the products I use and love. My name is Ange Peters. I'm the founder of WholeFit. I'm a holistic nutritionist. Used to do a lot more of personal training, but I am a personal trainer. And today I do a lot more business and lifestyle coaching. I'm a presidential diamond leader in doTERRA. We have about 15,000 homes on our team that use essential oils and believe in a natural lifestyle. And a lot of the work I do today is for the greater good of pushing that message forward. I'm very committed to giving people that are interested in living a natural life and perhaps a different kind of life, the tools they need to really rock that. So today is an example of the kind of content I love to share. Now, I think what I want to first do is let you know why this is a topic I began to care about. So I don't know how many of you had brutal skin issues in high school. I was just like you. So I was actually, you may be surprised to learn this based on the kind of person I am today. I went on Accutane twice in high school. So me and my best friend, she might even be, she was one of my best friends in high school. She might even be here, Danielle. We used to actually skip out once a month to go for blood tests because we were on Accutane. And we had to take blood tests every month because if we were pregnant, that drug was so strong that it could potentially kill a growing baby. Now, when I was in high school, obviously at that time, you know, you kind of would do anything to have nice glowing skin. And so this was ultimately like where I ended up because I was seeking out doctors. You know, I was on the pill at one point just to have better skin, tetracycline, everything I had tried, you know. And From there, I spent most of my 20s. My skin kind of calmed down a little bit, but I always had a little bit of that residual stuff that was going on, which, to be honest, a lot of it was connected to what I was eating and my routine and my emotional health. And this is what really led me into holistic education. But much of my 20s, I used to go to places like Shoppers Drug Mart, and I would lay down hundreds of dollars, no problem, on skincare, okay? I would buy everything that a magazine told me was going to give me prettier skin. So I spent a ton of money doing that. And then I would say the real nail in the coffin of me committing to figuring this out was when my daughter Emerson had full-blown eczema her whole first year of life. And so I had to figure out for her what goes on in our bodies, you know, and the skin is one of those channels. It's usually the channel that we see the dis-ease that's happening in our body, the blockages evolve through the skin. And acne, for example, or super dry skin, I mean, all these, our skin is a map of what is going on inside. So your skin will always tell you kind of what state you're living in internally. It will talk to you. We try to cover it up. We can wear a lot of makeup. We can put a lot of things on our skin that make us look like we're, you know, healthy and glowing. But the reality is, when you have the inside out health happening, your skin will always glow. Your body wants to live in that state. It wants to be functioning in that way. So a quick background on why you may want to care if you haven't gone through some of these, you know, situations that have led you to this Periscope today. The self-care industry at large is not governed. Okay, so what this means, some people think that organizations like the FDA exist to monitor what's going in our products, but they do not. They exist to monitor the safety of products, not necessarily on a deep holistic level, but rather they're concerned that a product is not sold that might kill somebody tomorrow. So there is some testing that goes through. Mind you, you know, when you're talking about things like pharmaceuticals, pharmaceutical companies can pay the FDA in order to push products through, even if they've only been tested on like 3 or 4 people. So, you know, you cannot really rely on products at the store being really safe and healthy for you. You try different things and you learn. Your body will tell you when something's not working so well. But, you know, on the whole, it's something at some point you need to be concerned about. The self-care industry is a $6 billion industry. And really, when you look at what's going on right now, there are a lot of products working their way onto the shelf right now that have not had thorough testing. They've been pushed through. The European Union, for example, has banned 1,100 ingredients that are allowed here. Okay, so there are other areas of the world that are much more aware of the danger and overload that's taking place through all these products. For whatever reason, in North America, we take the approach of, let's wait and see what happens. In other areas of the earth, they have taken the approach of, we want to absolutely know beyond a shadow of a doubt that this product is not going to cause a toxic overload in this human being before we allow it on our shelves. So you need to kind of understand the world that we live in. Now, the average woman uses about 12 self-care products every single day. The average teenager uses about 17. The way we're seeing the numbers move, in 1860, what do you think the average age of a girl starting her period was in the late 1800s? My connection is spotty. Well, I'm in my bathroom. It might be. Can you guys hear me okay? Okay, I will keep going because I am recording. So I'll post the recording after. Yeah, 16, 17, 15, 14, 16, a lot of mid-range. You are all pretty close. So the average age a girl started her period back in 1860 was 16 and a half. Now, fast forward to today, what do you guys guess the average age is today? If it cuts out, maybe just hop back in. I'll keep going and I will post the recording. What do you think the average age is today? 9, 10, 12, 11, 12, yeah. The average age today of a girl getting her period is 10 and a half, and it's dropping. So what does this mean for our young girls? When we look at the world we live in, we cannot ignore the fact that the majority of what we're breathing in and the products we're putting on our skin are causing our bodies to change. Now, the two main players are phthalates and parabens. They act as if they're hormones in the body. So they disrupt your body's regulatory system, its hormonal system, from operating in the way it should. Somebody just said they see this all, Nicole said she sees this all the time in the hospital, young girls with their periods. Our 10 and a half year olds could get pregnant today. Like that's really frightening. So we need to do better in this if we are mothers. And you know, it's just one of those things we have to be concerned about. And it doesn't need to be overwhelming. And part of the reason I make this information, you know, available is so that we can have these conversations and not feel overwhelmed, but feel empowered and look at where we can start. That's really the key, right? So, you know, we're seeing things move in the right direction because of the way that people are voting with their dollars. What did I say about parabens? So parabens and phthalates, both of those ingredients, they act as endocrine disruptors. They fake your hormones in your body, which means your body cannot do its thing properly. So, you know, this is why plant-based eating is really great. Getting those phytoestrogens, so they knock out the xenoestrogens, which are the bad endocrine disruptors that we see in our products and we see in plastics, in the air we breathe. You know, there's a lot of ways that our hormones are not able to operate. BPA, exactly. So the last time that legislation was updated was in 1938 because a woman went blind from her mascara because rat poison was being used in her mascara as a preservative. So Parliament is working, they're looking at a lot of different things right now, but there are a lot of things being presented to them by the people because things need to change. Okay, so ultimately, this is what leads us to the conversation today. So, you know, I really started taking an interest in natural health and things like essential oils and basic ingredients and starting to make my own things when I became a mom. Double tap the screen if that's your story too. How many of you had a bit of a wake-up call when you became a parent in this way? I mean, Johnson & Johnson's, right? They've just been called out on their shite. They've had to remove formaldehyde from their baby shampoo. Why was that ever in there? Not sure. However, we grew up thinking Johnson & Johnson was the smell of babies, right? Another woman just won a lawsuit against Johnson & Johnson as well for their baby powder because it was linked directly to her cancer. They were able to distinguish that. So it is sad to see what's happening, but we can be very hopeful about where this is moving because of people like you who care about this. So, you know, yeah, there's a lot of mamas in the group. I see a lot of you tapping the screen. This is a conversation that's really important at this you know, point in your journey. So I thought I would go through my routine with you, and you know, you can post questions as we go. I'll try to answer them as we go, and then I'll just kind of take you through. Actually, I'm gonna probably turn the screen around. Let me see. Boop, boop. So, okay, let me do this first. Clear my space here. Hello, Florida. I want to be in Florida in the winter. Okay. I've got all my products out here. I kind of grouped them as theme. Sophie Trudeau. Oh, you know, yeah, you're right. I would like to go for a green juice with Sophie. Yeah, sorry if you guys are losing the connection. I'm in my bathroom and it just might be a little bit spotty. But you can come back and catch the recording on Periscope. It'll be there. So I'm gonna keep going. So you can see here I've got all of my favorite products, supplements, things like that, okay? And what I'm gonna do is just kind of take you through my routine as it happens in the morning. So my favorite way to start the day when it comes to taking care of my skin is to do something called oil cleansing. Double tap the screen if you do this. Have you heard of oil cleansing? Now you can, if you want to Google what oil cleansing is, you can actually figure out what the best lipid-based oil would be for your skin. I have here just a real simple fractionated coconut oil that doTERRA sells. I do love the consistency of it. As you can see, I popped a pump on here. But their new lids are a little better. They come out a little bit easier. And here's what you do for oil cleansing. So the reason I like this in the morning is because overnight, while your body has been metabolizing and digesting and resting, there's a lot of stuff that'll come up through the skin. And you do want to cleanse your face morning and night. But my favorite way to cleanse is through this oil cleansing. And here's what you do. You simply put an oil like coconut oil or olive oil or argan or jojoba. Those are all great oils, or avocado oil. You put it in your hand and you are going to massage it into your skin on a dry face. So you're kind of working it into your pores. Now I love to add 1 to 2 drops of lavender essential oil. Sometimes I'll use frankincense. Lavender or frankincense are my favorite to add to the oil before I do the oil cleansing. And no, you don't wash with soap first. Soap strips your face. So what this does, oil cleansing allows you to have a healthy balance of skin sebum. So your body is actually regulating itself better because you're not putting a harsh soap cleanser on your face, okay? And the reason I like to start people off here is in the morning, you don't have makeup on. Some nights you might, but it's going to just help to balance out your skin. Okay. Now coconut oil, you might be surprised to know, actually will dry your face a little more. So if you have oilier skin, you'd want to use coconut oil. If you have dry skin, you might want to use something like argan or avocado. Yeah, Krista said oil cleansing has made such a difference in the moisture of her skin. That's awesome because it means that Krista's face, her skin is happy. It's regulating itself. It's balanced. So here's what you do, just to recap that. You put about a teaspoon, maybe a tablespoon of your coconut oil, let's say, and if you want to add essential oils, my favorite here would be frankincense or lavender, and then you massage it into your skin, and then after about 30 seconds of working it into your skin, you take a warm washcloth and you remove it, and you will be surprised at what comes off of your face. You might even lift up some dirt that's been there overnight. So I love doing it, and I personally do it in the morning. Some people do it morning and night. But that's how I start my day, is doing that. And then just one other thing I like to do, I'll talk about this Barrage skincare system in a moment, but this is doTERRA's plant-based all-natural skincare system, and I love their toner. So I will often spray my face with this toner after doing the oil cleansing. This toner is amazing, you guys. It has ylang-ylang, coriander, cypress. It's just really refreshing and light, and I just do a couple sprays on my face, and then I just feel really balanced. And then on my body, and I'll just mention really quick, if I am feeling like I have drier skin after oil cleansing, then I just use their lotion. So in this Barrage system, I'm going to mention that I use at night. I will often just use a little bit of the lotion during the day if I feel like I need a little bit more. Now on my body, okay, my body, I dry skin brush almost every single day. So here's an example of a dry skin brush. You can get them with handles. It's best if you can find a natural fiber. And what you do, actually I want to find out, how many of you dry skin brush? Tap the screen. Where is my dry skin brush, girls? Because I've been talking about this for years. This is the most popular video I've ever done on YouTube, and it's actually amateur hour, you guys. It's really funny. I've left it up because I like people to see that everybody starts somewhere. And I did this dry skin brushing video about 7 years ago in a bathroom at my gym, and I was doing a 30-day challenge. I was teaching people every day one simple health tip. And this was one of the ones I shared. It's had like 50,000 views. I love dry skin brushing. It is incredible. Okay, so one of the things that you do with dry skin brushing is you basically work from the bottom up, and you literally brush your dry skin. And what it does is it encourages not only blood flow, but lymph flow. So your lymph system does not work on a pump like your blood does with your heart. So sometimes people can get stagnant lymph, and we see this in areas where we have things like cellulite, where we see trapped fat. Things aren't circulating. So sometimes people will brush their skin in the direction of their heart and get everything moving up. Now what I like to do is I'll actually put a drop or two of frankincense, or I use a blend called DDR Prime. It helps to build healthier cells. So this blend has frankincense, wild orange, lemongrass, thyme, clove, niaouli, summer savory, And I'll just put a drop or two on there and I'll work that into my skin. It helps to support my lymph as it's being flowed up. So I do that on my skin, I hop in the shower, then when I get out, my skin is damp. I'll either use, again, a body oil, like this fractionated coconut oil, or I'll use a natural body lotion. Okay, so this one here has no fragrance. Fragrance is horrible, horrible, horrible for our skin and for breathing. Okay, so is DDR Prime okay to go in the sun after because the orange? Yeah, I mean, it's not straight up citrus oil. I've never had an issue. That question that was just asked, citrus-based essential oils can be photosensitive when you use them on your skin and then you go out in the sun. So there is wild orange in this, but again, because it's part of a blend with 6 other oils, it's not straight up, and I've never had a concern. But if you're really sensitive in the sun, then actually orange would be, it's because they're compressed from the peel. Now doTERRA uses lime, for example, in some of their blends like In Tune, right? And that has been processed in a different way to make it safe for topical application in the summer. I believe that orange still would cause an issue for some people, especially if they're using just straight orange in a body lotion. Okay, well, I personally don't spread that because I've never heard that straight from doTERRA. So that may be a good question to call into doTERRA if you're wondering if the citrus oils might cause an issue with the sun. So I'm not gonna say that right now. I think that's something to call in for sure. I believe that it actually may cause an issue with the sun. So you're just getting back for a second, you want to find a good unscented body lotion. So what I do is I will add whatever essential oils I'm feeling drawn to that day into my lotion or into the coconut oil. If you're really dry, you could do both. Coconut oil first and then the lotion, okay? So that's all I do on my skin. Now, one other thing I want to mention is under my arms, okay? So, oh, okay, so somebody said they messaged doTERRA and said their orange does not cause photosensitivity. I know that bergamot is actually the most phototoxic, so if you love bergamot, you definitely don't want to apply that to your skin and then go out in the sun. So deodorant, I just want to share 2 of my favorite deodorant sticks or options. So the first one is this deodorant stick by doTERRA, okay? It's all natural and it does not contain baking soda. So that is something a lot of people have problems with when they are switching over to a natural stick. They find the baking soda can be a little bit harsh for them. So I like this one. I also like this mineral crystal from Tom's. It's fragrance free. And here's what I like to do. So I don't know if I can do this with one hand. No, can't do it with one hand. Oh, thanks, Josie. So Josie mentioned that one of her faves to this day is my homemade one. I will give you guys the recipe for making your own at the end. So what I like to do is I will actually put a drop of essential oil on top of the stick or on top of the crystal before applying. So my favorite oils to do that with are geranium or clary sage or even just lavender. Melaleuca is also great if you're looking for extra action on the bacteria. So, you know, if you find you're somebody who sweats a lot, then you may have a little more funk than the next guy, so Melaleuca would be a good option for you. Josie asked if I still use Immortelle as deodorant, and I'm happy to say I do, yes. Immortelle is one of those blends. It is a little pricier. I can't get it into focus here. But it is an incredible blend. Rose, frankincense, it's just, I love the aroma of it. It is one of those blends that will, it'll work on almost everything's skin. And yeah, I love the smell of it. So what I often do is I'll roll a little bit on the back of my hand and then I'll apply under my arms. So try that if you have it, it's really nice. Okay, so then, you know, basically throughout the week, I love to exfoliate my skin. Exfoliating is really good for your skin because if you're not glowing, you likely have some like your skin's not switching over and it needs some help. So one of the things I actually like to do is I'll make a little paste with baking soda and water, And I'll use that, like a really diluted little paste, and I'll just kind of exfoliate that into my skin a couple times a week, and then I'll do my normal cleansing. But the other thing I just wanted to mention, these are pretty popular, these skin exfoliators. This one here is by Clarisonic. Of course it's pink. Anybody who knows me knows it would obviously be pink. And I just put I'll just a couple times a week put a little bit of Barrage cleanser, I'll talk about that in a moment, on here, and I work it into my skin. So I do that about 3 times a week. Okay, so that takes me to evening, right? So at night is when I will use more of a system, okay? So like I mentioned in the morning, I use my, my DIY oil cleanser that we went through at the start. Somebody said, if you don't want baking soda in your deodorant, do you want to put it on your face? I love that question because that question illustrates the importance of being a student of your own body. What works for one person won't work for everybody. So if your body's not responding very well to baking soda, it could mean your pH is off. Baking soda is really alkaline. So, you know, there could be some deeper issues going on when you have reactions to things. Sometimes people, when they start using things like essential oils, their body starts talking to them pretty quick, because essential oils can be deeply cleansing. And I'm not saying through this that when you use an oil on your skin and you have a, let's say you develop some kind of a rash because you were using an oil right on your skin, that doesn't mean your body's detoxing. If you get a rash, it means you probably needed to dilute because it was a little too intense for your skin. But sometimes when people start to eat different and they may put grapefruit essential oil in their water and they might start, you know, cleansing on a deeper level, there is stuff that'll come up for sure. And that's why sometimes people actually can't handle natural ingredients because their body's been using synthetic for so long. So, you know, you have to kind of trial and error it. I respond really great to natural ingredients now. I probably wouldn't if I had used them during this stint of my life when I was, you know, trying a lot of different things. So, so at night, here's the system I use and love. I love it for 2 reasons. It's completely natural. How many of you know of the Skin Deep database that the Environmental Working Group created? Double tap. Who knows of the Skin Deep database? Lots of, okay, awesome. So yeah, and if anybody would like to type into the comment section what that is, how you find it, the Skin Deep database is basically something that you can use as a consumer to learn how toxic your products are. So when doTERRA launched Barrage, because it's still a newer product, it's not in the database, but what you can do is you can actually type in every ingredient in a product so that you can get your own rating. And one of the girls on my team, Ashley, she did this for Barrage, and it ranked around a 2, which is a really low toxicity rating. It's very hard to find products that are that low, and it's really because of the very minimal ingredients. So it's plant-based, and it uses some of the most beautifying essential oils, and it's just, you know, so from a health standpoint, this is a very clean system. It's about $90 at wholesale. It lasts me personally 2 months, and it's about $120 at retail. So, you know, the majority of the 3 million people that purchase doTERRA buy through wholesale. Doesn't mean you're doing the business, but anybody can get it. So I love it. The second reason is it promotes me honoring self-care, because it's a nice routine at night. Rather than me just like whipping into the bathroom in the middle of getting the kids ready for bed, I will do this after the kids have gone down. It's just a nice routine. I take about 10 minutes, I take care of my skin. It smells so fresh. I don't even know how to describe it. It's very herbal, and yet like the serum is really the main player in this kit. Now, it's pretty intense, you guys. It'll turn those skin cells over super quick. So I usually advise that people do this only 2 to 3 times a week when they start. I now use the serum every day, but I know it can be pretty intense because it creates a rapid turnover. So here's this set, and you guys, I'm giving one of these away today. Hey Courtney, You know what, so this line, Barrage, I would say would be good for like 20 to 50, that age group. When you're looking for something that's a little more heavy, doTERRA has more of an anti-aging line. So like in the winter, I'll use this hydrating cream in a jar, and you can see here it has lavender and jasmine and geranium and frankincense. It's really pretty. So there's a line that does kind of exist, and here's like the cleanser from that line. It's more creamy. But this line, I'm 36, and I absolutely love it. It's especially great for in the summer when you don't want to be like wearing heavy stuff on your face. So the cleanser is a gel. And it's very herbal. It kind of smells more like basil, so it has an herbal smell, okay? And then the next step after you cleanse is you use the toner, and you just spray this on. And again, this toner is just like really balancing. It just feels really light on your face. And then after that, you use the serum. And the serum is actually, you'll see here, if I can get up close enough, it says Immortelle under it. It's not zoning in. Yay, team 36. My birthday's Feb 23rd. I'm a little older than you. So Immortelle, again, is that roller bottle I was talking about. This roller bottle itself, I think, is around $90, but it is like the most beautifying roller bottle. It's not coming in focus here. But the serum has Immortelle in it. And again, this serum's pretty intense. If you have the type of skin where you could exfoliate almost every day, then you could use this serum every day. But you might want to only do it a couple times a week in the beginning. And then the last step is this lighter moisturizer. Aren't these bottles so pretty? And it's just really balancing. It's not heavy. It has geranium and juniper berry and jasmine and sea buckthorn berry. So if you've ever smelled jasmine, it has a little bit of a floral smell to it. It's just a nice light kind of floral smell. So every product in this line smells a little bit different because of the pure essential oils that they use. So the last thing I want to cover off on, I'm going to talk about internal health, and then I'm going to give you a couple recipes, and then we're going to do a giveaway. Okay? We're not going to do a giveaway today, but I'm going to tell you how to enter because I'm giving away something sweet. Okay, so internally, I thought this was important to mention to satisfy the nutritionist in me. 3 to 4 liters a day of water is going to be the best thing you could ever do for your skin. Have I ditched the oil cleansing method altogether? No. At the beginning of this Periscope, I mentioned that that's what I do every morning. And I'm not talking about makeup today, just skincare. So supplement-wise, I want to highlight a couple of things you'll want to consider if you feel like things are not glowing, okay, and you could do something different internally. So first of all, a good multivitamin is key. A multivitamin that can fill in the gaps along with a good omega-3, because again, glowing skin happens when we are well lubricated internally. Things are moving, toxins are moving out, our body can communicate. This is really important. So here you see doTERRA's Daily Nutrient Pack. They also have something called the Lifelong Vitality Pack. The difference there is it has basically a stronger antioxidant source in it. So I actually use this one most of the time when I know my diet is rich in produce. So in the summer, I use this. In the winter, I use the Lifelong Vitality. This again is very balanced, and in everything, the reason I love doTERRA, this is why, in everything they do, it's really about supporting the body in its strongest form of living and in healing itself. So this multivitamin pack, for example, is not a mega dose in any one component. It really brings your body into balance. So it fills in the gaps of where your diet's not meeting it, okay? Awesome, glad you guys are enjoying this content. So this is where you want to develop a baseline. And honestly guys, if you're not using a good multivitamin right now, that's where you're going to want to start. You will notice incredible differences, not only in your skin, but in your nails, in your hair, in your energy. Like there's a lot of ways your body is affected when you're missing gaps. Even if you're growing your own food and you think you're eating really well, our soil, hopefully they don't keep calling. The other two supplements I wanted to highlight real quick, again, they're by doTERRA. This PB Assist is a probiotic blend. It has a blend of probiotics. It's double encapsulated so that it makes it into the gut and it has prebiotic in it as well. So the prebiotic feeds the probiotic so it lasts longer. So a probiotic is really important. Gut health will show in your skin. The other supplement I wanted to highlight in addition to those two is called Zenda. It's a detoxification complex. So it's going to create healthy communication in your cleansing organs, and your skin is one of those cleansing organs. So I often will take this for a whole month, and then I'll take a month off. I kind of alternate, month on, month off, and I take it every day, and it's basically food for your cleansing organs. Someone just asked how you take PB Assist. You'll likely want to take 2 a day with meals, and I recommend at lunch and at dinner, so that it can help fill the gut overnight while you sleep. Okay, so I'm gonna pop my phone back up in the holder. I'm really hot right now. This glow is actually sweat. Okay, questions. I thought, okay, so first of all, okay, I wanted to read you off a couple of quick recipes. Are anyone in the house DIY fans? Question about, somebody wanted to know about Zenda while nursing, and do I take Terrazyme? Okay, Zenda while nursing, no, I'm not sure that you want to focus your body into doing deep cleansing while you're nursing, especially if you are nursing, you know, a little babe who's younger than 6 months, because your milk is really fatty at that point, and toxins live in fat. So I wouldn't be causing, you know, this leaching of toxins out of your body into your breast milk when you're nursing. If your milk is a little more watery, maybe your babe is like, you know, 8 months old and is starting solids, then yeah, you can start to shift towards supporting your body in natural cleansing. Someone asked if I take Terrazyme. I take it every single day, 3 times a day. Terrazyme is a digestive enzyme. I actually take 1 in the morning with a huge 20-ounce glass of water. I take it on an empty stomach so it can go in and do a little more eating up of the food dust bunnies that are lingering around and haven't digested well enough. And then I take it with lunch and dinner. Zendocrine oil is different than the Zendocrine complex. Zendocrine oil I only take when I'm doing a cleanse. Have I noticed PB Assist cause issues for people? I missed the bottom of that question. I think it was about stomach issues. Yeah, so when you start taking a good quality probiotic, sometimes it can be too intense if your body is currently overrun with too much of the unhealthy gut flora. So you just need to take a step back and support your body in cleansing. Yeah, get your Terrazyme out. It is one of my favorite supplements that doTERRA makes. It works really well, and it really helps to do a little bit of extra digesting along with your body. Every meal, babes. Yeah, you got it. I mean, especially if you're somebody who's busy eating on the go, or perhaps you drink water with your meals, you're gonna have an issue digesting your food. So any assistance with that is gonna help with your digestion for sure. Awesome. Okay, so quick recipes. I did a presentation on natural self-care last year, so I created this little handout if you want to take a quick peek at it. It shows you the basic natural ingredients you need to make almost every product you need in your home. So castile soap, I like Bronner's, Dr. Bronner's brand, organic coconut oil, shea butter, vitamin E, beeswax, arrowroot powder, and baking soda. And then of course, pure essential oils. Don't buy your essential oils off Amazon. Don't buy them at the health food store. Don't buy them at the dollar store. Make sure when you're buying essential oils, they're pure, because this is again a concentrated, powerful agent. And if you are using something that's synthetic, you now have concentrated chemicals that you're using in your products. So make sure you know the brand you're using and that you trust it. I typically take vitamins with lunch and dinner. Okay, so here are some quick recipes. Actually, I think what I'll do is read them out. Oil cleansing, just to repeat. You're gonna use about a teaspoon or a tablespoon of coconut oil or avocado oil or olive oil, and then you're gonna add whatever your favorite essential oil is. Lavender, frankincense, melaleuca, those are all great. You might even want to create your own beautiful glass jar to put your oil cleanser in. Someone said GNC had oil that was the same ingredient-wise. Thoughts? I don't want you to waste your money, but use it. You'll see. Your nose will always tell you the difference, and so will the effectiveness. The thing is, you know, when a brand like doTERRA makes essential oils so massive, when there's such a movement happening, there's going to be hundreds of companies coming out with their own, right? We see this all the time. So many companies copy Apple in making products, but they can't do what Apple does because Apple's Apple and they're them. So because of what doTERRA does through their sourcing and through their quality, there are not essential oils that even compare. And I think a lot of people start with places like GNC or at the mall or Whole Foods, but that usually isn't where their journey ends. It'll take them to doTERRA. I'm not being, I don't like to come across as being like, I don't know what the right word is aside from cocky about this, but the thing is, I've done so much research on this, and I spent years and years using other oils before doTERRA. So I like to save people steps in that process, but if you feel you're somebody who really wants to shop around and go through that journey first, I totally honor that because I had to do that. Blackheads, Melaleuca or Purify? Yeah, hey, if your screen's black, my Wi-Fi might not be the best, so you might want to just hop back in and catch the recording. Okay, so that's oil cleansing. If you want to make your own deodorant, I'm going to give you a quick recipe for doing that. Melaleuca for blemishes. So deodorant, here's a quick recipe. I like to actually make it and I keep it in a jar and I use my fingers because it's good to know your pits. It's good to know the area to know if there's any changes that happen, right? So here's a quick recipe for you. 2 tablespoons of fractionated coconut oil, 1 tablespoon of shea butter, 1 tablespoon of beeswax, 2 tablespoons of arrowroot powder, and 1 tablespoon of baking soda. For the sake of time, I'm not going to repeat that. Come back and watch the recording. And then you add your own essential oils into it as it's cooling. So you would actually put all of this in a double boiler, work it down. I know it sounds kind of involved, but it's honestly so easy. And then my favorite recipe of oils, Bulk Barn sells arrowroot powder. My favorite recipe of oils is to combine 3 drops each of Melaleuca, lemongrass, cypress, and geranium, because they all serve a purpose. So cypress helps with sweating. Lemongrass helps keep healthy lymph, because again, there are a lot of lymph nodes in your armpits. So you want to make sure that you're having side benefits, right? How cool. You don't need to, yes, this is the recipe in the welcome email you received on our team, yes. You know, you want to have side benefits, not side effects. Why do we need to be concerned about what we're putting under our arms? Awesome, Char's making deodorant later today. Good timing. Why do we care? Lymphs, lymphatic, direct route to your body, breast cancer, breast health, lymphatic system. Yes. Did you know that when they have studied the tumors in breasts, they have found the ingredients that are in the deodorants, first of all. Okay, so they know that it actually ends up living in the tumor. But interesting to note that women who had breast cancer in their left breast were often right-handed because they were applying heavier to their left underarm because they're right-handed. Interesting, right? So we know this. We know it's important to wake up here. But this is a nice, easy recipe. And again, if you don't want to go into DIY, then just buy a natural stick and help your body start to cleanse that way. Okay. The last thing I wanted to mention, quick recipe, is a face mask. So I love encouraging women to take more time, means having a bath or whatever, you know, and put a mask on while you're in the bath. And here's my favorite recipe for that. You can buy this powder, Indian Healing Clay. You can get this on Amazon, or you can use a bentonite clay or a green clay. You can get it at the health food store. And you basically make a small paste with it. And you can either use water or apple cider vinegar to make the paste. And you just kind of do, you know, add a little bit of the powder or the clay and add a little bit of the liquid and you stir it around. My favorite way to do this is in a bowl, a glass bowl, and I'll take a makeup brush to put it on my face, okay? But before I do, I will add essential oils to it. So I'll add something like frankincense and lavender. Again, those are very skin healing, skin supporting essential oils. So I'll whirl that around with a makeup brush and just apply to my face. It dries really nicely and it purifies, it cleanses, it draws out from your skin. So yeah, clay will be drying for sure. So if that's you, then you could use, add a little bit of your fractionated coconut oil into the mask so that it doesn't actually dry and pull out of your skin, so that it's actually just purifying. I've heard using it under arms if you're trying to detox from other deodorants. What are your thoughts on that? I don't know if I buy into that. That you have to detoxify your armpits. I don't know. I think you need to be cleansing from the inside out. I do know that when you are eating whole foods, clean foods, so not foods out of a box that have been, you know, pumped up with all these false ingredients, when you're eating better, you will actually smell different. So detoxifying your armpits, to me, I think people do that because really it's more of a pH issue, and also an overgrowth sometimes of the wrong kind of bacteria internally and eating the wrong food. So again, it comes back to water intake. High water intake. Keep your body properly hydrated so it's cleansing well. Okay, so I want to wrap up. Let's do a giveaway. So I want to let you guys know how you enter this. Through this Periscope today, I'm going to run a giveaway until Monday morning at 9 a.m. for a Virage system. So this system, again, is about $120 at retail price, or if you're, you know, one of the millions of people that buy doTERRA at wholesale, it's 90 bucks. And it'll last you about 2 months. Okay, so I'm going to give one of these collections away because I love it, and this is the four-step system I use at night. So here's how you're going to enter. I wrote it on a Post-it note to show you guys. There are going to be 3 ways that you enter this. So I've just created a real simple, is this backwards for you guys? Can you guys read this the right way, or is it backwards? Is it mirrored? Okay, Jenny, it's good? Okay. So write this down. This is going to take you to a real quick, simple Google form. That's going to be your entry. I'll read this out for you, okay? It's a bit.ly, it's a short formed website. So it's bit.ly/share-the-glow. Okay? When you go there, it's going to ask you to share this recording on either Facebook or Twitter or Instagram by tagging your friends. I'm going to do a post on Instagram in about 2 minutes announcing the giveaway, and you can earn an entry for each of those 3 things. So if you decide to share this recording with your friends on Facebook or on Twitter, you'll have 2 entries. If you tag somebody in the thread below the Instagram, you'll also get a 3rd entry, and you just kind of use that Google form to qualify your entries. And I'm going to draw the winner Monday at 9 a.m. and I'll announce on Periscope. Sound good? You guys excited? All right. Awesome. I'll leave this up for 1 more second. Write it down. Yeah. No. Tagging somebody on Instagram gets you 1 entry. You can tag as many people as you want, but it's 1 entry. Whoop, whoop. All right. We're going to do Virage as the giveaway. I love it. Any questions remaining before we hop off? I'll take a couple. It's a bit.ly link. Dun, 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 dun. What brush do I use while brushing? This one here is actually one from Sephora. I don't believe it's a natural fiber one. I have a lot of dry skin brushes. I have a bamboo one. Where are they? I think they're in the other bathroom. Sunscreen, I don't wear sunscreen and I don't advocate for it. But if you're wanting to use sunscreen, I would recommend you go onto the Environmental Working Group and look at their guide to buying a good sunscreen. The reason I don't advocate for sunscreen is because I believe in getting a healthy amount of sun each day, only under an hour, and And when you're not, or when you're gonna be out in the sun too long, then I will make my own. I'll make my own with coconut oil, which has a natural SPF of 8. And I will add essential oils like sandalwood. So sandalwood lends extra SPF to it. Yeah, some people are naming some brands that are good as well. We just don't often do things that have us out in the sun all day long exposed to the sun. So we're just a little more mindful of it. All right, one more question. I missed some of them there. No Instagram for you? Does tagging on Facebook get you extra entries? No, sorry, I gotta keep it clean. But maybe you should open up an Instagram. Even if you want to open it up under a fake profile or something, it's a fun way to learn about the oils. A lot of us post on there. Sorry, I missed that last question. Whew, I'm like so hot in here. It's like a sauna. All right, you guys seem good. Thanks for joining. Next week, we'll come back to open Q&A time. Yes, PB Assist I do every day. How often do I clay mask? About 3 times a week. But that's my skin, it's a little oilier. You're welcome. Awesome. Yeah, helichrysum is great for fading scars. Immortelle, frankincense. Yes, you can email me a question, heyholefit@gmail.com. My response time isn't super great. I get a lot of emails these days, but I try. Oil cleansing, if you put coconut oil in a bottle, how can you put essential oils in that? Basically, you're working with a dilution of about 1 drop of essential oil to 1 teaspoon of your carrier oil, like your coconut oil. So you just kind of work back from there, depending on how big your jar is. You don't need very much. Essential oils are so strong. You only, like for most applications, you're using 1 drop of essential oil in your carrier. Okay, awesome, you guys. Thanks for joining. I'll see many of you in Toronto. We have the doTERRA Canada launch this weekend. So it's big. We got about 4,000 people coming for that. It's gonna be good times. Okay, see you guys next week.